barely 7 months into the life of the administration of Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State. The political music has apparently changed to a war song with major alignments and grandstanding, if you will. Rivers politics apparently is not for the faint-hearted, as you may have seen or read. 27 of the 32 lawmakers in the State Assembly loyal to the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, have officially defected to the APC. And now there's a lot of back and forth as to who stands where, and everybody's wondering, where does the state go from here? That's going to be the focus of our conversation, and I'm being joined on the program right now by the member of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Mr. Enemi Alaba George. Mr. Alaba George, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
I understand we also have Mr. Tony Okocha, I think the chairman of the APC Caretaker Committee in Rivers State. Thank you so much, Mr. Okocha, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Rivers is in the news again. So let me begin with you, Mr. Enemi George Alabo. As we've heard, we heard from Mr. Martins Amiwule. I'm sure at some point on the program we're going to play that track when he was reading out his defection. It leads the 27 members that are now in the APC. He cited division within the PDP with reference to who is the national secretary of the party as why he's defecting. And I understand that you also said that after all, you voted for the president, so it's only natural that you defect. So the reasons between what you said and what he's saying appear not to be aligning, and appears like the group is grasping at straws as to why the defection. So put it on record, why this defection?
Okay, I don't know where you got that information from. Can you hear me? Hello?
Mr. Enemi, if you can hear me, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so when I granted my earlier interview, I had said that we have a division in the People's Democratic Party. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has altered, allows us to leave our party if there's division. As I speak to you, there is strong division in the PDP. At my last count, we have a case in Abuja, in the High Court, in the Federal High Court in FCT, another court in Lagos, as concerning the secretaryship of our party. I spoke to pressmen earlier, and I told them that a few weeks ago, we desperately tried to reach the secretariat of our party, and we could not. As I speak to you, I can't tell you who is the secretary of my party. That's the most functional office of any political party. If I can't even have correspondence with my party, then what am I talking about? We've been in the eye of the storm for a few weeks now, and then there's no communication from my party at the national level. What kind of party is that? Rivers has been in the news. The House of Assembly has been grappling. We've been bullied. We've been suppressed and repressed. Our chambers was burnt down. Our members have been intimidated. The official residence of Mr. Speaker was brutally attacked by hired thugs. As I speak to you, there's no communication from the party that I call my party. And so 27 members came together, and we said to ourselves that no, we cannot continue like this. And then the Constitution in Section 109 allows us to move to another party if we feel that there's a division in our party. If we can't even tell who the secretary of our party is, then what are we still doing in PDP? And then I now qualified that, and I said to you that there's no issue about us moving to the APC. If we found Mr. President worthy of our votes, we all mobilized in mass, and we voted for Mr. President. Before elections, we keyed into the Renewed Hope agenda. So now that Mr. President is president, we have to work with him. We can't send him into the eye of the storm and then we abandon him there. So everything collocates, everything works together. Now we have decided to join the APC. If we found Mr. President worthy enough to be voted for, we have found him worthy enough to work with him. We want to write our names in history. Mr. President is making so much effort to transform our fortunes. We've keyed into the Renewed Hope agenda so that when the story of the successes of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is written, we want to be written as those who join him to change the fortunes of our country. And so we have taken our decisions. We have left the PDP. We have moved to the APC. What's important is the fortunes and democratic dividends for Nigerians. What's important is what dividend I can bring to my constituents. Since Mr. President became president in an unprecedented manner, Rivers State has benefited. Look at how many federal appointments that we have gotten for a president that is in another party. My concern should be, what do I bring home for my constituents? What cauldron can I cook from?
Mr. George, if you can hear me. Yeah, Mr. George, if you can hear me, I understand that everybody knows that the crisis in the People's Democratic Party, as far as the national level is concerned, predates even the election, when there was a fallout between the FCT minister and his team and the presidential candidate of the party. So what you're talking about predates even the 2023 presidential election until now. So the question would naturally be, why this defection at this particular time? Why?
Well, everything has its own time. Even the Bible says it, that there's time for everything. Politics is about interest. And for me,
Mr. Enemi, if you can,
what's most important to me.
Please go ahead. We didn't hear what you said. I suppose communication problem, connection problem there. Can you just say what you said in response to my questions?
Now, I said to you that politics is about interest, the collective interest of my people and my own interest. What's important for me is, what cauldron can I scoop from for the benefit of my people? And that's what I'm doing. I believe that what we're doing is in the interest of Rivers people. What will benefit Rivers State? Mr. President has been president for a few months, and look at the benefits that has accrued to Rivers State already. Look at how many appointments that Rivers State has gotten. It is unprecedented. And so I said earlier that if we found Mr. President worthy enough of our votes, then we should join hands with him on the Renewed Hope agenda and work with him so that Rivers State can benefit from the dividends of democracy under Mr. President, as well as Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
So, Mr. George, did you consult, 27 of you now, you're speaking on their behalf here, did you consult with your constituent who gave you the mandate of representation before you made this move?
Our constituents are the ones that voted for us. We could never have made this. This has been burdened for quite a while. We could never have made this move without the express approval of our constituents. So I can say to you that, yes, we consulted with our constituents before embarking on this mission. And our constituents are very happy. My phones have been ringing up the hook back to back. People are excited that for the first time, Rivers State will play from the mainstream at the federal level. And they've seen the signs already that the decisions that we took are not wrong. And our decisions are very, very, very constitutional. It is clear that there's a division in the PDP. And that division cannot guarantee the interests of my people anymore. And so I and my colleagues decided that if we were elected to scoop from a cauldron of benefits for our people, to bring the dividends of democracy to our people, then the right decision is to go in the direction where there's light, where my people can actually extract benefits. So that is what we have done.
Mr. George, just before I bring in Mr. Okocha, to the benefit of our viewers and everybody, we did make frantic effort to bring the other side of the divide. I mean, people from the People's Democratic Party to join in this conversation, but apparently they are unavailable, and probably by tomorrow they will come and respond to what is going on in the state. Although the national body has responded, as you saw initially in the program, where they released a press statement demanding for fresh elections in the constituents where these 27 members defected from. So I wanted to put that on the record that there were frank, sincere efforts and very strong efforts to bring them so that we'll have a balanced conversation. But apparently they are unavailable to speak at the moment. We'll continue to do that. If they come along as the program continues, all good and fine, we'll talk to them, else it may be tomorrow. So before I come to you, Mr. Okocha, let me, one more question for you before I go to Mr. Okocha and Mr. George. Of course, you've already said be praising the president. For the records, this is not the first time that Rivers State is aligning at the center. In fact, the only time they didn't align at the center was under the leadership of former President Muhammadu Buhari, and then now President Bola Tinubu. For the 16 years, Rivers has always been PDP. So the question of alignment for the first time, I think factually, we may have to check that out. But The question I want to ask you is quite simple, of course, that, look, for those who are looking at Rivers politics, this is clearly a feud for them between the former governor, who is now the FCT minister, and the current governor, Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And people believe that this is clearly targeted at impeaching the governor. For those who have that opinion, how would you respond? Mr. George, are you there?
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you get my question?
Okay. Yeah, no, I got a question, and this is my response to you. I think it's a bit insulting to the collective sensibilities of the 27 members of the House of Assembly, and I think to the personality of the Minister of FCT. These are 27 members, democratically elected adult citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who have minds of their own. The FCT minister is still a member of PDP. And we took our decisions on our own. We came together and we said, no, this is not working for us anymore. Let's go where there's hope and light for us. So everything cannot be reduced to the governor and no. I want you to isolate issues and look at this decision from the perspective of the 27 individual members of the Rivers House of Assembly. Adults who have minds of their own, who grew into political office because they were chosen by their people. We cannot all the time reduce issues to levels that we should not. So my response to you is that members of the House of Assembly came together and then we agreed. Is it not shocking to you that all 27 members, including the Speaker, just woke up and decided to take this decision? I told you that it has been burdened. And I told you that we have a party at the national level. Look at you. You're a journalist. You're a media person. You're concerned about the issues in Rivers State. You have just said that. And I'm telling you that my party has never for one day even asked us what is going on. What does that say to you? What impression does that give to you?
So, Mr. Judge, so to put this straight, because these are things that people are saying, are you saying emphatically that none of the players, when I mean players now, the governor and his predecessor, this has nothing to, what your decision has nothing to do with their feud? Is that what you're saying on live television?
What I'm telling you is that
it's a straight question, Mr. George. It's a straight question.
A decision. Look. Let me tell you. There's a cocktail. Do you understand? There are political issues, and then there are issues at the level of the legislature. And then there are personal interests and collective interests of the members of the House of Assembly. I told you right here that the chamber, the temple of democracy was burnt down. And our party never even made a statement. Our governor is not even interested. Do you understand? So I want you to isolate issues now. If it's time for us to talk about feuds and this and that, it's a different issue. I want you to amplify issues the way that they should be. I'm telling you that my life was threatened. Mr. Speaker's residence was brutally attacked by hired thugs. I'm telling you that the hallowed chambers of the Rivers State House of Assembly, in an unprecedented manner, was burnt down. And my party at the national level did nothing. As I speak to you, if it were you, if you were a member of the House of Assembly, if you had walked into the hallowed chambers and seen how everything suddenly turned into ashes, what would be your response? How safe would you feel? How guaranteed will your political expressions be? What future do your constituents have?
All right, Mr. Judge, I have a lot of questions for you, but I understand that a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party has now joined us. I did mention that we've been following up to get their part of the story. Mr. Saregbe has joined us virtually. Mr. Saregbe, thank you so much for joining us on the program. All right, while we're trying to make that connection, Mr. Saregbe, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the program. We've been waiting for your side of the divide to come make sense of what's going on in Rivers State. So we really appreciate you coming on the program. So quickly, I've been speaking to a lawmaker who was part of those who defected, and he's given his reasons. He's absolving the FCT minister, in fact, the feud between FCT minister and his successor from all of this crisis. I'm still asking him some questions. So let me ask you, what do you make of what's going on in River State from your end?
Well, it is very obvious that the minister is not obeying the order of Mr. President for them to go and make peace. The governor, as much as possible, is trying to make peace, avoiding comments that will inflammate the situation. But it's very obvious that the minister has been coming up with views, statements that are detrimental to peace. And the movement of these 27 members of the House to APC is a ploy to ensure that they go ahead with the impeachment process. But what they don't understand is they are members of the House, but the state itself is more concerned with the development that is going on in the state. And we don't want what will reactions that will cause more problem in the state. River State is a very serious state in Nigeria with all the economic facilities around here. And therefore, if they don't understand the dynamics and they move ahead with this their impeachment plot, it means they're looking for anarchy or chaos in the state. And they may not care, but Rivers people are not happy with the ongoing in the event, because we believe that if Mr. President has intervened and the governor is complying with intervention, the minister should also comply with intervention and let there be peace. The governor has said it's a father and son relationship. They may have misunderstanding. And if that is not okay, the APC chairman has also come out to say they will do everything to coerce a PDP to take over power in River State. That is not the problem, but it should be in a clear contest, not in this way of coercing the state into what they want to be. So we think that we need peace in River State. Every Rivers man wants peace, and that VK himself brought this governor, and they should allow the governor to rule. Let us see how it will go ahead. Not to coerce him or not to threaten him with impeachment and do things that will not augur well for the state.
All right, Mr. Egbe, thank you so much. Well, we'll come back to you in just a moment. I did introduce Mr. Tony Okocha earlier. I haven't spoken with him. Mr. Tony, are you still there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. I'm waiting for you.
Yes, I just want to make. I just want you to make your own input as to what is going on in River State. You know, when your caretaker chairman, when you were inaugurated as caretaker chairman with your team, there were divisions in the party. By division, I mean the ESCO that were dissolved, and they were quite unhappy about the decision of the national body, and it's been one issue or the other. Now the 27 members from the PDP have decided to join you, and of course they say they rely on Section 109 of the Constitution, which allows them to move if there is a division. So are they coming into a divided house, a united house? How would you respond?
Well, APC in River State is not divided. I'm not unaware of the fact that a very infinitesimal few persons are feeling a bit disgruntled, particularly those who thought that it was their birthright to remain in service of a party, even when they have become so indolent and they are no longer contributing anything to the party. So it's not unusual that some persons would think that they are taking the food, in quotes, from their mouth. It's not unusual. But the truth of the matter is that the preponderance of APC members in River State are happy that there is this change of baton. And the change of baton is for good, because we are going to have a party that will build on, collective, the spirit of collective, not the spirit of an individual or any individual spirits and caprices. So party members are very happy because, again, we have started well. Look at it, look at what has happened. It is out of our advocacy to our brothers in the PDP. The truth of the matter is that PDP, has grown, is a contradiction that has grown to a rupture stage. and nothing remains other than that it must explode. That is what is happening in PDP today. Since morning that this news wafted into my ears, and I've been celebrating the back and forth of social media and in fact the media, I've been dancing with my two handkerchiefs in my hands. Because again, that is what is allowable. And they have also relied on the Constitution, section 109, paragraph 1, sub G, allows that a member or members of an assembly can defect from their party to another party insofar as they are able to establish the fact that there are irreconcilable crises. And my brother who spoke there earlier on has said to you that APC in Nigeria is in tatters, and it's worse in Rivers State, a situation where you have the PDP rather, a situation where you have two speakers of House of Assembly under one setting. You also know that there is problem, so there's crisis. And the situation where you have 4 assembly members, lording over 27, becoming a case of 16 above 19 that we used to know, sometime in our political history. So I have been dancing, and I think that the assembly members who are defected to the party have done so very well. They have done so very well because we need to save our democracy. There is no governance in Rivers State as we speak. Everything has nosedived. The continuity and consolidation which the governor rose, the plank upon which the governor rose to office in Rivers State has taken a backseat. PDP and governance in Rivers State are in ICU. And so there's hunger in Rivers State, there is inactivity in Rivers State, there is administrative ineptitude in Rivers State. So what do we do? What would Rivers people do? So we are here to provide a platform for them to come, so that we are going to build a robust Rivers State under the auspices of the All Progressive Congress. Don't forget that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, yes, the President of the Federal Republic, candidated under our political party, the APC. And we need to replicate what is happening at the center here in Rivers State, rather than what we see as unnecessary altercations, party wranglings and all that, taking the center stage over and above administration.
All right, Mr. Akocha, thank you for your input. Let me go back to Mr. George, a quick one, just before we go on this break. So, Mr. George, where does this leave the state in terms of governance? What do you see happening next in Rivers State?
My dear brother, if the tripartite arms of government are allowed to function independently as they should, without bullying and suppression and repression, we do not have any problem. I always say that we have horizontal separation of powers, which makes all 3 arms of government equal. The judiciary, the legislature, the executive, if you look at Section 4 of the Constitution, 1999, as altered, Section 5 and Section 6, you see that all 3 arms are equal. What is happening is that one arm is trying to bully the other arm into submission. Party or no party, if the interest of Rivers State is at the fore, then we will not have issues. Whatever party that House of Assembly members are, if the legislature is allowed to function unfettered and unhindered the way they should. Recently, the funds for the management of the House of Assembly has been stopped by the executive. That is bullying. That is bullying the legislature into suppression, into repression, into servitude. If these issues, if government is run the way government should be run, then no arm of government should be bothered about what party the arm of government is. If we do things constitutionally, as enshrined in the Constitution, if we go according to the prescriptions of the ground which is our Constitution, we will not have these issues. So what party I belong to as a legislature should not bother the judiciary or the executive.
Mr. George.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Yes, please.
My sincere apologies. I understand we're totally out of time. We need to run for a break. So I want to thank you, Mr. Enemi George Alabo, member of the Rivers State House of Assembly, is one of those that have defected, 27 members that have defected from the PDP now to the APC. We're also joined, unfortunately, I may not have time to take their last comment, the chairman caretaker committee of the Rivers State APC, Mr. Tony Okocha. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. Also, Mr. Anabs Saregbe, the chieftain of the PDP in Rivers State. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program.
He's of the APC. He's not the PDP. He used to be of
the
APC.
I beg your pardon. Mr. Tony Okocha of the
yeah,
APC.
he used to be very much against us. He worked against when the governor was running. So I'm surprised that he's
all right. There's a lot to talk about in Rivers State. Gentlemen, there's a lot to talk about governance issues and all of that. We'll continue to follow up on the Rivers politics. It's not for the faint-hearted.